1, 2, 3. The early bird catches the worms. Gordon is connecting to audio, and Gordon has connected to audio. No, he's not, but he ain't speaking much. Hello, hello. He's up to no good. Hello, hello. He's connecting to. Whoa, that made me jump.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm using the headphones, so the tendency is it's really much more sensitive. I've been farting around for ages with the trying to get the sound system a little bit better today, but I started off with the headphones and I did a test recording with that, you know, exactly the same as we're doing now. And I thought, do you know what, that don't sound very good. Perhaps I'll try with the camera. So I put it back on the camera and I moved the camera up and down and changed different settings. Still no good. That was terrible. So I think the camera, because I'm using it, sorry, I'm making just gesticulations and you can't actually see, but the camera is like pointing down.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be pointing upright with it's a Zoom camera, and Zoom are famous for their bloody microphones, onboard microphones. Of course, being that way, maybe it's affecting it big time because the microphone, you're supposed to speak straight at it, you know, with the camera pointing at you.
Yeah.
So I tried various connotations of that and it didn't seem to work. So I've gone back to the headphones now. There's some strange woman running around the back of yours.
I saw her running up there. Oh, yeah. No, that sound, the sound you've got at the moment is perfect, actually.
Yeah.
The right level and everything.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to leave it alone. I keep doing that. I keep thinking, right, don't touch it. Just leave it. And then, I don't know, the next week or the next Zoom, I have Zoom lectures all loads of times during the week. And something's changed. And I think, I haven't touched anything.
No.
It's your mate. He logs into my computer late at night, old Bill. And,
Bill. Bill's been at me again.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
I got a good one now. Yeah, let me see if I can get it up. There we go. Let's see if you can read it. No, it's too bright, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too bright.
It says, this is Reimage. New software installed. Potential risk warning. Microsoft OneDrive was installed on your PC. So last night I left the machine on and Microsoft have installed OneDrive on it for me. Thanks very much. We've wiped it off once.
I got a funny feeling OneDrive is part of the operating system. That's why.
Well, yeah, they insist on putting all your backups and everything up on their computer, don't they?
I think it's an option. I don't think they.
Well,
I haven't actually done that myself. I have got one. I do use OneDrive occasionally.
I know.
Because it's free. Okay. Morning, Am.
Well, it is at the moment. I'll charge you for it later. Couple of years' time.
Lady in red. She's had her hair done.
on that.
Yeah.
I had to,
She's looking posh today, actually.
very debonair, whatever that means.
I mean she's dyed it brown a bit.
Blowed if I know. I just make words up as they come into my head, really. And then a few minutes later, I'm looking at it thinking, what did that did that actually mean anything in the context of what I was talking about?
It's a Somerset thing, don't worry about it.
Yeah. What, being thick, you mean? No, it's not thick. It's just
Right.
being...
They're just making up their own words.
They do. I've just done about... I was sat here peacefully trying to fix my sound system, and the phone goes a few times. And I had a few phone calls with Terry. He was going to come today. He was at the ticket centre buying a ticket.
Ow.
And he said, it's saying that my email's not right. My email address is blah, 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 blah. And it's not, it says it's not. I said, after a few little bit of investigating, I thought, I know what that is. I said, you know what the ampersand sign is? The @ sign. Yeah, it goes in your email. I said, well, that's why it ain't doing it, because you ain't got it in there. Well, but I couldn't find it on the keypad. So I was very patient, and I am a patient person anyway when it comes to this. I said, well, have a look at the left-hand, bottom left-hand corner, and you've got the ABC 1, 2, 3. If you press around there, it'll change the keypad, and you'll eventually get. Oh, and I talked him through that, and he came back, done that, and phone went again about 10 minutes later, still not working. Says, because you have to put your email address in once, and then it says retype it. A lot of forums do that.
Yeah.
Stop nasty people getting in. And he says it says the second emails don't match. He said they do. I said they don't. They do. I said there's no way. The computer just won't make that mistake. It's not that thick. So either he's tried to type 2 on the same line, or I don't know.
You've only got to put a dot in the wrong place, haven't you? And it throws it totally, or you leave a gap.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Joyce is here.
And Carol. And Chrissy will be here in a minute.
Yeah, Carol's here.
Getting a bit full up these days, isn't it?
Good, isn't it?
I'm going to get a bigger screen. Yeah.
I think Zoom will be...
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
I'll be getting bonuses off of Zoom for having so many people on their Tuesday morning slot. Silly sod. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, so it's been a fractious half hour with Terry, and I think in the end he's decided I'll ring you later on, let you know how I got on.
Right.
Oh, bless him. I'm not editing this. Terry, I don't care if you hear me say you're silly.
Oh. I can't get my picture up in my little square. Why is that?
Hang on, I'll ask you to do it. It might give you a...
Exactly.
Give it a set.
That's it.
Oh. Yeah, if I say it's got a little thing and it comes on the corner, if I can press it down, I can stop your video, mute, ask for a DNA sample.
All right.
Spotlight you for everyone. Oh, that'll cheer them up. Oh dear. Yeah, so it's been a fractious half hour with Terry doing computer support.
Oh,
in the end, I think he's decided. I'm sat in the dark here. He's decided he's going to pop into Tesco's and have a chat with the Tesco's phone. He likes doing that.
As long as he's happy.
I'm pretty sure that they're absolutely. Is his afternoon out? That is.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Here's our Chris now, look.
Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Hello. Hello. How are we all?
Yeah, fine.
Good.
I had Steve.
Um,
I had Stephen on the phone all over the weekend. I thought he was stalking me at one point. I thought, what's going on here? First off, I was thinking he's got the phone in his pocket and it's sort of he's pressing it somehow and all that. But you can't do that with a smartphone, can you? So anyway, eventually yesterday he rang me and he sort of,
Yeah.
when we're going back then, I said, whoa. Don't know yet. Probably after the second jab or whatever like that, sort of thing. He said, yeah. And I think what it is, I spoke to him earlier last week and he was saying about it. And I said, well, one of the options I'm considering is to do Saturday morning. Now, I got a funny feeling that he's taken that as we're in Saturday morning. So I'm pretty sure he turned up Saturday morning around the church.
Oh, no.
Hence the reason I got phone calls like Saturday and Sunday.
No.
Bless him. Anyway. Dear, oh dear, dear. Oh, the crowd's all here this morning.
I'm just going to go make a cup of tea. Anybody want one?
Thanks.
Carol's got one. She's all right.
All right, I've got mine.
Carol's
Thank
got
you.
her.
I got mine.
I am here in the corner again.
Hi. Hi, Pauline.
Hi,
Carol.
Hi,
Fred.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm not sure what's going to happen this morning. Could be a train crash.
Not an easy picture, is it?
No.
No, but I'm going to break it down. We'll go through and see what happens. I've worked hard on, well, not that hard. I redid my Port Howan Beach, Cornwall Beach one. Added a few more interesting bits to that. In the end, I actually muddied up the sand a bit. Redid the sky.
Yeah, it looks nice.
But I wanted it to be a bit more contemporary than what it was anyway. One of the things I've been doing a lot lately, and I don't care who knows, and I don't class it as being naughty, is I've been using the pastel pencils on elements in the castle, in the painting, to add our highlights or it's at the end of the day you're playing with pure pigment, so it gives you've got such an extra string to your bow to re-emphasize areas of your picture and everything. I just find it's a no-brainer. Why I haven't done it over? Well, I have done it to a little bit over the years, but it's a what's the word? It's a rescue remedy for any painting, and I reckon even an acrylic painting you could use it if you were careful. Well, not really. No, that's stupid. You can't, because acrylics, you don't frame them, do you? But if it was a framed one, you could. If you're going to if it's on paper behind glass, like some are, you get away with it. You really need to put it behind glass once it's sorted out. It's all right. Thank you, darling. I got my my little house elf shut my door for me. She shut the door and gone. So I just put on Facebook. I was talking to her just now, and I said, because we're getting a new car in June, because Mel gets a Motability one. She uses that scheme, so every 3 years you get a new one. Actually, they said that we could keep this one because we haven't done 15,000 miles. So apparently you can have that for another 2 years if you want. And no, that's fine. We'll have a new one.
Yeah, why not?
So I just said, I walked in just now and said, you know that new car? Why don't we get an AstraZeneca 2.0? And she looked at me as though she didn't understand what I'd said. Oh, well.
Oh, dear.
I thought that was bloody good, that.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting on to today's gate crash. What I say, train crash. That picture of Gordon and the band is quite busy, isn't it?
Mm.
Let me get rid of this a minute. So I'm run out of. I'm such a wimp. All those press ups, and I still can't lift up a little wooden board with a load of stuff. So anyway, what I'm going to do quickly, I'm going to take my time actually. I'm going to concentrate on this drawing lark because it's important, and we don't do it enough. And I said on the other day, get me a little ruler. This ruler is fantastic. It came off of Mel's dad. I'm pretty sure it must be. He reckons he had it when he went to school. I don't believe it. They don't make them like that anymore. But I liked it because it had inches on it.
Mm.
So this, in future, what I'll try and do is the detail images that I send you, I did it yesterday quickly for the first time, but I'll try and overlay a grid on it. So you get a nice picture with the squares already, because not everybody's got a printer. But I can email, I will do as well. I've got an A3 grid and an A4 one, but it doesn't matter anyway because they're PDF files, which is portable document doodah, which means you can scale them up to how you want. But the crucial thing about it is they need to be square. If they're not square, obviously when you try to proportion it, it'll be, distorted. Where's the? I think, I mean, this one, I printed out one, overlaid it on with the lines onto the image anyway, which is one I sent you, but my printer didn't print it very well. But the beauty of it is, I spent ages yesterday morning trying to draw with a ruler, drawing these straight lines to get a nice grid on an image. Cool, you try it. It's ridiculous. So I thought, so then I used my computer, and I'm fortunate enough, I've got a load of this overlay film. There's no reason why, if you've got greaseproof paper in the kitchen, I used to use it years ago for everything, for doing, I was going to say the T word then, but Anne will probably shout at me.
Not allowed.
So, but you could use that as an overlay if you keep it nice and clean. But the reason I mention it is because to get the lines square, it made it so easier to use the one I printed and then overlay it. Hang on, I've got a piece here somewhere. He lied. No, he didn't. I used it all up yesterday. But once the one I printed, you can quite easily put your sheet over it, just tack it down with a bit of tape and see through where the lines are and quickly draw your squares fairly accurately. but that won't save you from so that's the first process. Yeah, at some point we need the real image, or the image that we're considering sketching or whatever, overlaid with some lines on it. Da, da, da. Unfortunately, because I'm a wizard, I can print them, but that ain't going to save us from the fact that at some point, regardless of, we're going to have to transfer it onto our image, onto our piece of paper that we're going to print, paint even. So I'm just going to do a quick one on here. So, and I'm focusing on Mr. Coleman here. And the key bit is numbering down the sides. I use numbers 1, 2, 6 on this sheet, and then, as I said on my little video yesterday, I didn't use the letter I because it looks like a 1, and I thought, hang on, I can see somewhere down the line getting confused. So anyway, Gordon is C3. For it, he'll ever be C3 in my head from now on.
Thank you. Thank you.
But the number of squares, you can see where it is. It makes it so easy because all you got to do now is draw a 3 by 4 square grid, which in true Blue Peter form. But how do you work that out? Well, it depends on your piece of paper. Whichever size it is, you know that you need how many you need, 3 across, so you can draw your squares proportionately to it. So there's no point in doing, if I've got a piece of paper here, what is it, not even 6 inches, there's no point in doing 2-inch squares. So it's either 1.5 or nothing, isn't it? But one thing I did say is to make a mark 1/2 inch from the top or the bottom. So, hang on, the ear's falling off my headphone. Oh, I'm touching the cable, that's all. Yeah. But Carol was saying the other day, and I hear it so often. Oh, that's not a pencil, that's a watercolour crayon. Never mind. Wish I could learn to draw. Well, Michelangelo and Leonardo and all that lot, they used things like this. So I'm just going to do 1.5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.5 inch squares. So if you've got the line at the start on the, you want to get them as accurately as you can, really. Is everything all right over there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here quietly watching.
Well, no, because that's what I'm worried about, is the quiet. The dog hasn't barked yet. The post is late. Do you want me to?
Oh, no, he came early this morning.
Ah.
So we should have a quiet one with a bit of luck.
1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. This could be a train crash. I'm waiting for a train crash. Something's going to happen. I can feel it. I can sense it. So anyway, yeah. So a little bit of thought and an ancient ruler. But the secret, obviously, is not to draw the lines too dark. What's his name? Leonardo did this. So we're in good company. I think actually, when I was thinking about it yesterday, and while I was doing it, and I thought, when I was doing the bigger one, I'll show you later, but we're not that accurate visually and technically, but by making these squares, you can't draw them that accurate. I don't care who you are. Just the parallax error and the width of the pencil can put it out of kilter. But what I did, I was thinking, well, that's probably a good thing, because a little bit of, to get back into Anne's thing about the T word, is a little bit of quirkiness is a good thing, you know. So I'm just going to the reason I got those now I've got those little margins, it's quite easily, spoke too soon, it's quite easy to make some marks on.
That's good.
I'm going backwards, 2, and Gordon is in B, C, and D. So it is basically that simple, isn't it? So all I've got to do is find C and 3. No, that's not true, is it? A, B. No. See, I mucked it up.
You're getting quieter and quieter, Dave.
Am I?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
My little microphone thing went down. Sorry. I've been working on this all morning. Yeah, so I've marked that wrong. That should be ABC, shouldn't it?
This is going to end up like one of those tile games where you have to move the squares around when you're finished.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you've put me off now.
Sorry.
Put me off.
Sure.
And then it's just a question of dirty-dir, isn't it? Drawing what you see. That hat is a bit. How long have you had that hat, Gord?
Yeah, 10 inches.
Looks about it looks it's like a sort of Van Gogh type hat, isn't it?
Well, it's a straw hat and it don't sweat me.
Yeah, good move that, yeah. I think when you're doing it, I think that you can relate to areas of the square, so you know that the back of his head is about a third of the way up, isn't it? So we can scale his ear across. I thought you looked quite Vincent van Gogh. I don't know why. It's just sort of, it must be that it is the hat, isn't it? But I think the key to it is
C. C was the key.
C minor.
No, it's always C.
Uh-huh.
What they're playing.
One for the money, 2 for the show. I've messed this up already.
Not as easy as it looks, is it?
What chance have we got?
Oh, no, but I'm.
Oh dear.
I'm just going freehand. Blow that.
It's so much. It isn't as bad as it is. Oh, I find it quite good. When I was doing it yesterday, without so much of a panic on, or trying to do it quickly like I'm doing now, and rushing, it looked quite good. I was quite pleased. It was only a matter of looking at the one that you'd think and say, yeah, we're right. The bottom of his neck is about halfway through. His face is about the center, so I've got that right. But the thing that the thing to bear in mind is just to get the outline of the image, not the whole thing. That you can put the detail. This pencil's it's one of those really expensive ones that I was bragging about how I got it, and it's kind of rubbish.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're called something wing, black wing pencils.
Yeah, you were on about them last couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I got it from the Scrawler Box people. I must admit, they're very nice, but they do give off a wide line, which is a bit annoying. Where's his hand? Just above his thing there, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, now you know why. What's his name? Leonardo took so long to do the Mona Lisa.
Hope you're not going to take this long, Dave.
No, I've got.
Have we got to draw all these people?
Well, I did.
Oh, gosh. We'll
I
be
did.
here for a month doing this.
No, you won't. You won't, because once you get I'm just doing it deliberately, awkwardly. But all you're doing is getting the elements in the right place. You can finalize it later. I'm
The grid. You've done it before.
No. Never very successful.
Yeah.
you don't. It's not about getting the final brilliant piece of artwork. It's about just getting the lines of.
Some very strange noises going on.
Yeah, what is that?
Who's making that strange noise? That noise.
Not me. I don't think it's not me.
It's got to be me, hasn't it?
No.
That's not me. That's someone drinking.
Certainly not. A very noisy drinker.
Someone's drinking.
I can't hear a noise. So I'm eating this.
Well, I'm not even.
Sounds
I'm
like
not even moving at the moment. If you, I mean, I've just done the best part of Gordon in a few minutes.
Which is the best part then, Dave?
I was just going to say.
Not a lot working very well at the moment.
If I could.
Definitely sounds like we've got a frog in there somewhere.
I think it's Christine, because Christine's coming up on the view, on the speaker view.
So Christine.
Oh,
Yeah, shoot. Ukele.
We're back to you now, Dave. Yeah.
well, every time anybody speaks, their image comes through anyway.
Oh.
Hang on. So I wonder if I can.
That's better, Dave.
I'm totally.
Oh, it hasn't.
No.
That's better. It's not switching now.
Yeah, but we haven't got a teacher now.
I'm back.
The noise.
I'm
The
still
noise.
here. It's a strange noise, though.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm listening.
I've done the outline of Gordon, and the beauty. What I found the other day, yesterday, was I could, using this sort of grid system as such, when I got bored with sketching one person, I could just sort of look up another square, sort of let's try that lady on D2 or whatever it was, and then I just went over and started doing that one. And where's it gone? There you go. And I just started building them up bit by bit.
Good idea. Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how quick you can do it. I was really I came away after I did that on that little video yesterday, and I thought, flipping out, that was quite quick, really. And they have got a quirky character about them as well.
Yeah, you're right there.
Well, you've got a personal preference. I haven't got no vendetta.
But we know them all.
Yeah.
3.
I think it's something that you should investigate and utilize and do it in your own style and method. I think you'd be really surprised at how reasonably accurate you can get an image.
I can't see it working in acrylics though, because
in acrylics.
Yeah, I mean you'll lose all your pencil marks the minute you start.
Yeah, well, you do regardless of how you paint, how you sketch in acrylic, don't you? It's always that's one of the bugbears of the painting acrylic.
But I don't.
Hence the reason.
I do with paint anyway. I don't use a pencil very often.
Well, I was going to say acrylics that's what they do. That's what you do, isn't it? You pencil it out and then use a grey colour or a complementary light colour to the actual painting you're doing to highlight the things out and then block them in with the paint afterwards. So from that point of view, I think you could utilise it quite well. At some scale, at some point or other, you want to get the correct what's the word? Perspective and scale for the painting, don't we? So that's what everyone sort of says, isn't it? That I wish I could draw. I can never get it to look so and so. And then I say, well, get some trace down paper and just do that. And then Anne says, what? You mentioned the T word.
Yeah, not allowed.
And then you're in sort of terrible territory.
I think me and Anne went to the same school.
Yeah, it's trouble. Yeah. It's what we were taught. No rulers and no tracing.
No.
Never make a draftsman out of you, then.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's.
What was that noise then? Terrible.
It's like we're linked into a coffee. That was a coffee. A coffee
machine. I'll have a latte. Yeah.
I don't drink coffee. Shame on me.
No. We can't.
We're not picking up this sound you're on about.
We're not. Oh, we are. It's awful.
You're probably making it then, Gordon.
No.
Well,
no, we can't hear it at all.
Oh, you're lucky.
I don't think it's.
Sounds like pigs in a trough.
Well, it's
not us.
I've never. Pigs are very clean, aren't they?
Yeah, they're lovely.
Not if you stick them in a pigsty, they're not.
Yeah.
If you let them roam, they would be.
Yeah.
I think then when you're finished, you just simply rub out as many of the lines you can. Hence the reason you don't want them too heavy. I've got quite a nice rubber here, but if you're painting in acrylics, it wouldn't matter anyway. It's just paint over them. I don't have an issue with that. I think that's a great way of sketching.
Yeah, it's good.
And the beauty of it, where I'm looking at it, is you get left with a really nice outline of the subject. Unless you're doing cartoons, of course, it doesn't matter then. And away you go.
Yeah, it's very good.
And it's no cheating involved.
No, it's genuine drawing.
And yeah, but the skill is later, isn't it? When you come to start putting your own sort of thoughts and I mean, even if I agree that if I was sat in front of that event happening and I was looking at it, then I wouldn't use a sketch. I'd just use my sketchbook and sort of go for it. But to me, I've even got his little dumpy legs right as well. Look.
I'm not saying anything.
Well, it's not all. I mean, and after you've spent about an hour or so, hour and a half doing it, you get one looking a bit bigger, and this stuff's really nice because I can rub it off really well on here, and away you go. And I'm a bit worried about Gordon here. I've got a little bit of a extra pencil line on it, and it looks like he's grown a beard. I think there's a bit of Dave Harvey in that one.
It's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the little faces there. Yeah, very good.
And what I did, the same sort of thing. But that's the key, though. And you can see, yesterday I was doing it, and it worked really well. The thing to do is not to get bogged down with the minutiae of the detail. Just concentrate on getting the outlines right, and then later on with your fine, you only got to touch this paper. This is what's it called? Stonehenge. I keep calling it Sedgemoor or Somerset, but it's not. Stonehenge paper from Jackson's. Really nice. I think I'll order a wad of it. And once you've done that, it's a question of actually the painting side of it bothers me equally as to the drawing, because not because of the subject, well, a little bit. What do you do with it? Any thoughts? Anybody got any preferences? Because I was looking at it thinking, well, it is what it is, and because of the scale and scope of it, it's difficult to say how to approach it. How can you do it in such a way that it's going to be totally different, or of some, I don't know, make it quirky, make it more contemporary, for want of better words. I suppose the first issue you've got is what colours flesh. Have we done this before a few times, haven't we? What colours flesh? Well, I'm glad I've done this other one, because I'm going to use this as a smorgasbord to put stuff on. Now, there's loads of different, what I did there, I used burnt sienna and a double yellow. That gives you a sort of, I'll turn that over a bit. That gives us a fleshy tone.
Right.
Looks a bit jaundiced.
It does, it looks brighter than it is
No.
on an actual thing. Yeah, but that's fine because you can add extra colours to it. So if you add Alzerian crimson to it, it will go.
Needs
It'll
a
go.
thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you need to. I think you can vary. You can have an Indian. It's really dark, sort of, but their people are dark. They do have different tonal values, but it's always in that shade, though, isn't it? It's always. So, if you start off with a base color, burnt sienna. That's a really burnt sienna is close, and then start adding additional colors to it. You'll get different tones. Oh, and the other one is starting off with, wow, that's definitely
Sunburn.
Got a fever.
yeah, but I'm using it straight out thing. But if you take it, it's the basis is what colors are we using to start? Well, that if you use a rose and add burnt sienna to it in various strengths, you'll get various tones. You haven't got to use them that super strength, but we can add, if you add in water to them, then they will tone down to a nice tone. Because on here, on this image here that I did, could zoom in a bit, I think. On this image here, I used the flesh tone that I'm always harping on about, which is that. Well, in all honesty, mixing up different values of this is the same thing. You just use more water. And there's the very first one I did, which was burnt sienna and a little bit of yellow. Look, it's pretty good. And it gives, you do get being watercolour. Chrissy's not pleased about this bit, but being watercolour, you can, if you do them like I've done it on there, on a scale of different tonal values, you've got them there because you can rehydrate it and just drop it in on different people as you see them. Particularly in certain areas of the face. I was considering it earlier on, thinking which side of my figure, which side did I want the light to come from? So I sort of thought, well, what I'll try and do is make the left-hand side dark, intimating, actually, is irrelevant really, but whichever side it is, try and highlight the face. You can leave white as well, actually, on the face, the figures. Gordon, you're looking a bit pale, mate.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but while it's damp, being watercolors, we can add in, I'll add in some little red bits. Being watercolor, of course, it dries off. This guy over up here is personal friend of Gordon's, but he's very dark. He's in the shadows. So one thing I haven't considered and I haven't mentioned is once you've got these skin tones, if you add blue, well, the natural way of getting a grey tone is to add blue to burnt sienna, sort of a skin tone effectively. If you add, so if we had, this guy was in the dark, I said, well, he is now, but there's no reason we can utilize that. Well, I'm going to do it. Drop in some extra shadow areas, utilizing adding a little blue to our skin tone, particularly in the headlines.
Yeah, the trouble is, Dave, the trouble is the guitarist on the side there and me with the drum are actually sitting in natural light. The others are stuck underneath the
canopy,
pervious roof, the canopy. Yeah.
Yeah. The one of the things, yeah. So anyway, what I'm advocating is, this one. He is dark up there. He's right in the shadow. So I'm going to make sure he is in the shadow. Or lift a bit off later, or add a little bit to it. Once you put a little bit of scale on the a little bit of detail on the face, maybe some really nice dark areas, we can add more information. Or lift a bit off. The tissue can be your best friend. Sometimes it can add randomness. I did consider last night, and I was thinking, well, once you get the hats, or decide on some colours for the hats, but they're in shadow, aren't they? So I'm just mixing random colours, really. But we got the same issue, so I'm conscious of making sure that, take a bit off of his hat there, making sure that the light comes from, well, my old favourite trick is put a piece of dark paint on one side and just wipe the brush off, a little bit of clean water, and let it go across. If you follow that, a nice colour. The other thing is what colour. I'm going to wipe that off a sec. I've just put some in there. Mixing up some nice shadow colours. So Alzerian Crimson, which we all should have in our palette, and some Cobalt Blue gives us a nice shadow colour. Very well. That's, if I just make a note of that, there's a bit of paper here. This is the one I just mixed as a shadow. That's quite a strong blend of it, and I think it's this one. I've got so many colours in my palette, and this is the Terry Harrison one. No, it's not. See, that's not right. Sorry, I picked it. It's next to the. Hang on. Let's get it right, Dave. The Terry Harrison one is a little bit darker. So if we wanted to make our own Terry Harrison one, we just add a bit of brown into that colour, and it gives us a shadow. So the shadow colour is Alzerian Crimson and some blue. Quite useful trick to know that. So I've wasted how much do we pay for those terriers? Didn't
Yeah.
need to do it because it's just it's panic buying, isn't it? You think, oh, no, what's it? Not panic buying. What's the word?
Impulse.
Impulse buying. Yeah, thanks, whoever that was. Gordon's little straw hat. It's always a good one to put in. There's no this paint.
He's
This
gone. He's gone.
He's gone.
You
We've
magic.
got Cartoon Dave now.
you can't hear me.
No, you've got a car.
We've got no picture.
We haven't
Oh,
got the picture.
don't panic. I probably hit the. It's a bit of a bug-filled morning today, isn't it?
I don't think you've had yours for a long time. Don't flatten the one with the flowers. You can have that blue one because it scraps. That's too much like it, that's it. Yeah.
Don't know what happened there.
No, you won't.
Anyway, I was just messing about with Gordon's hat.
So was Gordon.
Ah,
Find it then.
Can't find it.
That's about 20 odd years ago.
She was around.
Yeah, maybe. It's a long time ago.
there is no. I don't think there's any. What's it called? Quick. Way of painting it. It's just a matter of slowly building up what we've done and painting what we see. Did I? Terry didn't turn up.
Fancy dress.
Eh?
I'd have thought it would have disintegrated then.
I've got 3 more in the
What captain's ones?
yeah, I've got 3 straw hats as well. It's only got 6 straw hats. It's all gone quiet.
All gone quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's alright, it's Gordon rambling.
sorry.
I'm still here,
Yeah,
Couldn't hear you.
doodling away.
Yeah. Still a lot of background noise.
I don't know what it is. It's almost like we've been hijacked.
we haven't got
We're
it.
not getting it at all.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Has everybody else got it?
Yes.
I haven't now. It's stopped.
Right, yeah, it's now.
So whoever you are, go away. I'm just using clean water on here. One thing I did plan on doing, I've just flipping well forgot. Well, I did part of it. I did the faces. But one thing I was going to... I did have a little workflow for it. I'm not worried about the letters on your T-shirt, Gord.
It says normal people scare me.
Yeah. But I think I've got that problem too.
T-shirts with writing on scare me when it comes to painting them.
Anyway, I've got Mel She's probably on Google now looking for an AstraZeneca 2 litre. Most disconcerting. Sure. the thing I was, what I was saying was what I planned to do, and I've let myself down, I think. Let's mix up a bit more fleshy tone. That was just burnt sienna and a bit of yellowy colour. But you don't need much of it, do you? It's very strong. Yeah, what I wanted to do before maybe for speed, I'll use a bit of the flesh colour I've got in my palette and mix it in. One of the things I wanted to do was to go through all the flesh tones in the picture of the people, of the band members, just get it in, because there's a, I don't know if that is or not now, there's a tendency that you'll lose them. They'll disappear in the, let's get a bit of that. I suppose the beauty of having a flesh colour in your palette is that it's quite easy to, there's no mixing involved, is there? It's straight into the, oh, I love it when it goes wrong and then you have to dig yourself out of the hole and build it all back up again. I think this painting is a major piece of work, really, isn't it? Gradually build it up though. Trying to find all the fleshy bits. Hello, matey boy here at the back. That he's got his arm coming down. The only reason is I want to make sure we don't lose them. So I think my tip for the day is get all the flesh, and I missed Gordon's arm. That's why I was going, not very happy. Because now I've got to paint it with the t-shirt still damp. You're right, you have got thick, big elbows, Gord.
I've never had any complaints before.
I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing it out, just in case you didn't notice.
All right.
Your elbows have got big pointy elbows.
I tread on his tail now. Not moving him. I think you did. Trod on him. Wait. Lie down. Lie down.
Look for the shadows as well when you're doing these. Bear in mind what I was saying earlier about adding a little bit of blue to the
Your dad will get you.
to our skin tones. Gives us a nice shadowy grey tone. No easy. Oh, that sounded funny. What the devil? Maybe there are aliens.
My chair squeaking there.
Oh, that is a squeaky sound.
Very good. Very good. Gord, I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going in with the blue.
Okay.
I don't. Oh,
Perhaps not.
No, you're not.
that brush didn't come out clean, did it? I've got a nice. Oh, I thought I had a nice genie blue here. Anyway, maybe not. I'm just using a bit of. I've got to be very careful because I've got what's that colour? Prussian blue, or is it? It's St. Petersburg's version of Prussian blue, which is seriously a staining colour. So you have to use it quite sparingly. You know, like my composite favourite trick of putting paint on and then spending the rest of the morning pulling it off. Well, with the dreaded Prussian blue, it doesn't come off. Once it's there for good. Need a bigger brush. They're back. Oh dear.
Dog, is it? It's not our dog. What do you mean our dog? Our dog's quiet. It's not.
Oh well. My favourite brush is gone walkabout. Don't you just love it?
Is the sound on at the moment? I'm going to mute mine.
You're going to mute yours?
Now I'm muting it. Does the sound disappear?
Can't hear anything now. No. So it was you, Gordon.
Wonder what he was doing then.
Don't know. But whatever it was, it stopped now. So
On now, yeah.
I've had it muted. Has it come back yet?
Yeah.
oh, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah, not the noise. No. There it goes.
Right. Put the big mic back in. Did it come back?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very noisy.
It's probably listening to the gears in my computer because it's quite an old computer.
Right. Can you do sign language?
I can, but Anne will hit me too.
I thought the noise must have been coming from you, well, from your end, Gordon, because you were the only one who couldn't hear it.
Yeah, we couldn't hear it all.
I had got I got surplus noise removal on, so
It ain't working.
it ain't working.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
It shouldn't come back because I've disconnected the microphone now.
Okay.
So was that Gordon all the time, wasn't it? He's a little tinker, yes.
With something internal on the microphone, I'll stick it on the other program and have a look at it later.
Ah, right. Well,
I'll record it on Audacity and then I can play it all the time to you.
well, that's very kind of you.
Okay.
Soon time for Easter eggs. Do you realise that?
Don't do Easter eggs.
Well, believe it or not, I said before, I haven't eaten chocolate for quite some time. And Melanie actually asked me yesterday, do you want an Easter egg? She's obviously going to order some from Sainsbury's or whatever. And I said, yeah, I think I will. So I'm going to venture out into, but it will be a plain one. I'm not getting
I had some nice vegan chocolates from David and Kat for Mother's Day, which was nice.
well, there we go.
Oh no, the noise is.
Sounds like there's a parrot on them.
They got the noise back again.
No, I haven't put it up.
We haven't done anything. If you've still got the noise, it's not us.
I'll just put my microphone back in then.
Yeah, stop now.
Pretty Polly, pretty Polly.
As soon as he does something, it stops, and then after a while, it returns.
Yeah.
How peculiar.
You reckon my sound card's melting or something?
That sounds a bit high tech, doesn't it?
Well, Microsoft have been in there overnight.
Oh, Bill loves you.
I know.
He's probably you telling me that was a parrot? Oh, that was definitely a parrot. That's an African grey, wasn't it? Cool. Good heavens.
It's not fair because we're not getting it.
No.
We're not getting this fun.
Is it on the video? You'll have to send me the video.
Well, I will. I'm really,
Yeah.
there it goes again.
It's not that because you're not getting anything. So.
Definitely sounds like a strangled parrot.
That was amazing. Everyone's chomping at the bit to have a go at this picture, I can tell. Thinking, oh my God. I think it's one of those. It's reminiscent of the one we did for Mo in the museum, in the thing.
And look what I did to that one.
Well, they all turned out quite well, didn't they? Well, I thought they did. She wanted to buy mine. Till I told her how much I wanted for it. What she said? Oh, something like, shit, Dave, I ain't made of money. Dear, oh dear. That made me laugh.
Well, you might have lost your sale there, because
Not really.
Who else is going to want a picture of a strange person in the middle of it?
Well, not really, because I didn't want to sell it, because I enjoyed doing it.
Oh, that's fair enough then.
So if I was going to sell it, I'm not giving them away anymore. I've had enough of that. I've done that for too many years. I'm not, charity begins at home. And I'm not having it. I'd like to do this quicker, but I can't.
Yeah. A lot of detail in there.
Well, I'm thinking I just stuck my big brush in the palette. Hang on, let me push it back up the board a bit. I put my bigger brush in the water thinking, do you know what, I'm getting bored with this. Like you do. So I'm just mixing a bit of brown in amongst the doodah, and I'm just saying, this is a watercolour. Whoops. Maybe not. Nah, leave it. It won't hurt. It's a watercolour, so treat it as a watercolour, not a. I've deliberately. What's the word? Am I undecided? Indecision of what I'm going to do for the background. While that stamp, I'm going to add a little bit of blue in. If I can grab some, a little bit of blue in amongst his trousers, especially on the left-hand side. I'm still thinking.
By the way, you're painting the man in black there, as he calls himself.
Is it?
Yeah. Keith.
Well, he's fortunate that he is in the shadow.
He does wear black.
He wears black all the time. Everything black.
Yeah, he thinks he's Johnny Cash then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Probably would have put himself in the back in the shadow anyway, because he's that sort of person, isn't he?
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to. I quite do these observational thoughts that enter my head, and it's a sort of political sort of. It's a shame, really. That the police are gonna go undercover in like discos and clubs and go undercover, keeping an eye on women. And I thought to myself, well, that's a bit ironic because one's just killed a woman. You know, the whole thing starts off, what we're going to do, we're going to protect. And I thought, that's how strange, isn't it? You know, your confidence wanes. Funny life, isn't it?
Yeah.
The coincidence, yeah. So when in doubt,
place at the moment.
yeah, it's really. I can sympathise. I'm glad I'm not a woman. I mean, as a bloke, I mean, all men. Yeah, well, everybody has stupid thoughts and that, but they're not malicious or nasty.
No.
Most of the time I look at a woman and think, oh, she's nice. You know,
yeah.
but I don't go exposing myself and forcing myself on her, or like some of the things you see and hear when you're on a train or a bus. I mean, they're just beyond belief. It's
all that, Dave, is out of proportion. The majority of this big problem is actually domestic.
Well, yeah, but
you're talking over 90% is actually domestic cases.
Well,
and it's just the lack. It's self-centered people and the lack of respect anymore.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely. And what about these? Yeah, there's a lot what you say there. I've missed an arm. Hey, come on, Dave, get in there with your bit of flesh. Sorry about that. I got excited. Yeah, his old matey boy back here. Look, he's got his arm there.
Oh, he's pretty harmless.
He was a minute ago. Are you taking all this in, Carol? Because I want to see one of your best pictures come out of this.
Oh, God.
Well, I tell you what. The reason I did that, there's always I wouldn't say I'm devious, but I am thoughtful. There's always a reason for something in my mind's eye for why I do something. And the reason I did that was because drawing this did take me quite some time. I can't get away from that. And it doesn't matter who you are, how good at painting, how fast you are at drawing. It is quite well, the subject deserves, well, I was going to say demands, nothing demands, but it deserves the extra effort in the sketch.
I think so. Maybe I'm.
No, it is a nicely framed photo. It just yeah.
I think if you're going to do it, then putting in the extra effort, which is why I was so determined to. Well, no, my choice of words is quite amusing sometimes, but I was quite concerned that it would be nice to add a little bit of. I forgot some more. I found some more flesh. Sorry, add a bit of more effort into the painting.
Yeah, it is a very nice layout to it.
potentially it's quite good. Now I've deliberately left the it's all right for you guys. You think, I mean, I've deliberately left the background alone. I wanted to concentrate on the figures, because the figures are going to, if you like, they're going to indicate what we need to do for the background. But I'm still conscious and I'm still doing it. I've just painted that lady's legs in jeans, sort of genie blue colour, but I'm still conscious of having the left hand side have some shadow in it. Obviously you always get shadow in the middle, but equally while it's damp I'm adding, oh, didn't want to do that. Did you see that? I had a twitch then. It went on the music stand. I was looking at it thinking, do you know what, that's quite nice in the white, but while it's damp, when you're doing the trousers, just grab some of the darker paint, which I've hidden over here out of the way on my palette. It's really difficult to get the palette in shot, and you need two cameras, one with the palette on there and one with the image up here, so that you're working on. But it's really nice to drop in some. You got total control over women when you're painting them, you know that. Well, you can decide how big her hips are.
Oh dear.
And all that sort of stuff. Forgot where I was now. I think my next task, if I can get my other size brush, because I'm painting watercolour, which is predominantly painting the light colours behind the dark. I'm conscious that I've missed some. Oh, hang on. I'm picking out all the light colours, all the lighter tones first, and gradually coming in. Apart from the gene, I contradicted myself there, but by the light colours, I'm on about the flesh. I keep finding legs and arms. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I know, it sounds funny, it sounds jovial, but I'm serious. I'm trying to. I was like I was pondering in bed, thinking, how am I going to approach this? This is a bloody hard picture. How am I going to? Where am I going to start? Because that's half the battle, you know. Well, it's more than half. It's probably the whole battle. Is saying you got to start somewhere, and once you start putting bits of colour on, then things start shaping out. I mean, I can see it happening now. I'm not so keen on this guy up here, that man in black. He's certainly looking. Well, I don't know. His face has gone a bit.
He has got a beard.
Not on my picture, he ain't.
And it's a Chinese white under his chin.
Ah, that explains it. I think the Miss Jans sounded like we had bloody one of the goons online then. I'm falling in the water. There we go. Brings out my. I quite enjoyed this actually. Now I can see something developing now, and I'm getting quite. This guy's got pink trousers on, pink shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody warned me of that. Fortunately, the flesh with a little bit of crimson on it will give us a sort of a pinky colour, which I'm just going to put a dab on, and then the rest is just clean water to blend it around.
Yeah.
Is he wearing pink shorts? Have you ever? Well, I suppose it was summer. Was it, Gordon?
Yeah.
August,
yeah.
Is that, there's that parrot again. Right? Did you hear that?
Mm.
It's getting noisy again.
Well, the pink, I'm just, pink is always a nice, with a little bit of yellow into it. Just takes the dazzle off. I think you'll like those trousers now. The other, but as you notice, my palette, I never clean it. The only thing I cleaned this morning was the yellow, because I always like yellow to be fairly clean, and I nicked out a bit of the blue, just sprayed it. But the rest of the it's been like this for weeks, for ages.
Was a long time ago. Yes, one of the first. Yeah, I think it was.
And this guy's, I've put some flesh on his legs, but same with the rest of the theme. The left-hand side has got a bit of shadow on it, so I've just add in a little bit of bluey grey on it.
I didn't bring Eric back in.
And if you...
I didn't bring Eric back.
And
Eric.
Don't forget what I said earlier. Tissue is your friend, because you can just, if you just touch it, just dab it, and it'll give you that sort of, I don't know, what's the word? It brings it back to life. I always say it's like randomness. By putting the tissue on, it restores a little bit of random light, because light's made up of little photon things on it. Yeah. Funny having headphones on, because anything happens on the computer, it comes through. You know, like Facebook Messenger, it goes boom boom when someone actually actively sends you a message. It's quite loud in your head. I'm just blocking at the moment. I'm just blocking in the parrot's still here. It's unusual to do shoes as well, isn't it? But my tissue's my friend, so they looked a bit dark to me. I'm just wondering, does he have legs? No, he's Ray! I found one without legs. He's got trousers on. Again, it's dark trousers, so, but I think this painting is more about finding light and dark, really. Well, they're all about that. That's a bit of a bland statement, but about varying different tones of dark, that I just put some brown and a load of blue in, because I'm thinking this guy's got some nice trousers, but where do they start? Up above, just about there, I think. I was conscious earlier when I was sketching it of the music stands as well, because the problem is when you're painting it, it's difficult to keep them because they're naturally going to disappear in with the rest of the picture. So could have a little think and a plan about those. But I think I'm on the road to Mandalay. Even I've gone quiet now because I'm concentrating. Well, I don't know what next week's subject is. I think it's a little easier, if that's any consolation.
Mm.
No, getting back to what I was saying before I interrupted myself, like I normally do. The reason I did that quick demo of sketching using the grid first thing was to point out that it is quite a busy painting. So if, where's it gone? Oh, it's on the back of there, I think. If you want to just do one section of it, that would be a good way to do it. And it's a double-edged thing as well, because you'll be working out a method that suits you, which I think is good for sketching, and also concentrating on a nice painting as well.
Mm.
So there was a method in my madness. Oh God, you look just went to the tan centre.
Yeah.
That's trouble painting people you like. You can upset them. Oh dear.
I think I'm going to upset Gordon because I did some sketching last night and I thought, oh, I'll just do part of this picture because it looks quite complicated.
Yeah.
And I did the chap in G, thinking it was Gordon. So sorry, Gordon.
Oh, we've lost him.
Oh.
Well, but I think, ooh, that's a bit greeny, isn't it? Even on my, that was my my next plan after painting the flesh was to block in the guitars. Hello.
Oh. My dog's both looked up then in surprise.
Yeah, so painting the few guitars, I think.
Ukulele.
Get it right. Ukulele. Do you know what? I think I can honestly say I'm enjoying doing this. I think
Only a challenge.
well, it's a build. You've got to stick at it and build it up, isn't it? Sort of picture. It's not but all the techniques are there, and the mistakes that you have to fix. It's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the noises, like the techniques of putting laying a colour down and then dropping a colour into it and let the water fizz around and do some work, like on that bloke's guitar there, because it's in shadow, so we're going to let it do some work. Talking of which, I've got to probably do some work on his arm, but the same with this, just add a little touch of colour into it. He's got red in his guitar, this guy. It's a bit weird. There you go. Just drop it in. But it is a watercolour, so let's think watercolour, yeah? Instead of, well, even, if Chrissy's doing it in acrylics, it should be interesting.
Yeah, it certainly will be.
How do we get all the background in this? That's what I want to know, without mucking it all up.
We're going to let it dry.
Yeah. You just put
It needs to dry right back. But what background do you want?
Oh, so it doesn't have to be the tent thing.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Right.
I'm of a mind to put. I was going to wait until the painting's finished or I've done as much as I like on the figures, and then put a grassy,
Yeah.
a wash of grassy stuff on here, which is not going to be very difficult, Carol, because all we're going to do is, I'll do it on here for a minute.
Yeah. Just give us an idea.
Yeah. What I was going to say was the Matey Boy would have been dry, so I would have just gone, what am I planning? Well, I am. My plan is just to make it damp around where they are.
Yeah.
And then drop in random colour. So for the base, I was just going to drop in. I want it to be a watercolour. Want it to be loose, not too complex. So it's just a matter of, while it's wet, drop in some nice colours and let it dry off.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and the top bit, let me put that over there in case I spill it. The top section, I was going to have some fun.
Right.
I was going to make it, I was thinking, do you know what? I don't care. I was just going to put any colour that took my fancy into it and just let it. So the three primary colours, yeah? Red, blue and yellow. So I was just going to stick them in and let it, and see what, and just let them
Oh my gosh.
mingle, do what they like.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah,
Well, I
but
don't think
if
I'd
you've
have
got
the
a,
nerve to do that.
yeah, yeah, or if you didn't feel like doing that, just use cerulean blue and turn it into a nice sky.
Right. Okay.
But that was what I had in my mind's eye. But I wouldn't leave it like that, solid. I've just done it really strong, but we can tease it around, play with it, mingle it around, blow it, do what we like with it.
Right. Well, we've got to be careful we don't muck the painting up there.
Yeah.
The figures.
Well, no, if you turn it upside down and paint, it'll be fine.
Right, okay.
But like I said, you want to make sure it's nice and dry.
Right, right.
I look forward to finishing this off in probably what, June 2030.
Yeah. I'm just going to put a bit of atmosphere on for you, Dave.
Is it Christmas? He's gone all Christmas on me. This girl.
Wow. That's horrible.
No, that's them playing. You can't say that.
No, it's not, though, is it?
Background.
The sound's not coming through properly.
It wasn't the proper mic because I pulled the other mic out, haven't I? That's right.
That was all screechy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't try.
I'm going to try again.
Oh, God.
They're all moaning.
Oh.
No.
No.
Not one. It happened to my tinnitus, I know that much.
Probably not that much better in real life.
No.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
No, they're quite good, really.
I'm moving out into the log cabin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've bought another gizmo yesterday, or I've ordered one from our Amazonian friends, so I can take a lot of my music stuff out there and just go for it.
Oh right.
I said to Gordon the other day, I've got all this stuff, and how many records have I recorded this year? And I was like, none.
No.
Because I'm always conscious I don't want to upset Mel, because she's directly under here doing her doing her thing, right? You know, whether it's she knits some really lovely unicorns and all kinds of things
Oh, right.
for her Etsy shop.
Mm.
So anyway, I thought it'd be I think I've got confused.
What's the shop called, Dave? I'll have a
Mel
look.
Mum. It's Mel Mum.
Mel.
Mel Mum.
Mel Mum.
Mel Mum Knits.
Oh.
She's only put one up at the moment, but she's busy working on it, and I think she's going to do really well with that. But I think I put one thing up there, but she did do a load more. Sent me the photographs, but I said you need to redo the photos. But I don't think there's any mad rush to get there. But so I like her knittings. She works really hard at those. There you go. I like that.
So it's a very nicely balanced picture. Yeah. Makes a nice painting.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm surprising myself as I'm doing it. Actually,
Oh, that's good.
that I'm gradually building it up, and I can. But now the problem one of the problems I got is that flesh is a bit strong. Don't need, but like I said before, tissue is our friend, and poor old Gord, he's gone a bit.
I'll grow a beard for you if you like.
That's all right. I can fix it. That's what I do. I fix paintings.
Interesting to see what we all do, won't it?
Yeah.
That's all I had to do was bring Matey Boy's t-shirt in the shadow. But what we'll do at some point, well, I'll do it now, is grab some of the really strong blue, because I put a base colour underneath on Gordy's t-shirt. I need to bring it out now, so I can just add the blue over the top of the darker colour, and at some point we can scratch out his logo or something and add some more darks to put some creases in his tummy and things like that.
Ooh, sounds painful.
Yeah, give him a little bit of bare belly. Yeah, it's coming on. His neck was a bit thick, but I fixed that because
Don't mention your neck.
Yeah, it did cross my mind that that's going back into horrible territory. There's a picture of Gord on his Facebook page with that on, in that period. Very
I can't get into my photographs on Facebook anymore. Don't know why.
Oh.
Really? I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Well, I can. Do you want me to send one to you? I'll send it to you. That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Was that one wearing a fox?
I didn't take that kind of notice of it.
Okay. So it's a joke at the time.
Yeah, I'm conscious of not overcooking Gordy's.
I'm feeling quite ill now, Dave.
Well, you're looking well. I thought you were looking. You've got a nice tan.
Yeah. Reminds me of when I dyed my hair.
Yeah. a bit worried about that. I think it looks all right. Actually, I'm quite pleased with that.
Okay.
I'm getting good at this painting, like getting handy at it. I think this I've got this really strong blue that I can utilize to bring out some tones. Prussian blue sort of thing. But just bear in mind there's some white areas on the jeans that are adding the highlight. But we do have that dark area. What shoes did you have on, Gord? They're moccasins.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
You were, yeah, hang on a minute. Let's give it a bit of a soul.
No, it doesn't actually got a soul on. A sort of a yeah. A lot. Yeah. Show me if you like.
That's all right. I'm having fun. You've got a wonky foot, Gord.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once I put a bit of grass under it, you won't even know it's there. Where? Now it's just a question of building in, looking for shadows, isn't it? Looking for darks.
There's still a leg you haven't painted. Do you realise that?
Yeah, he's in the background.
Right then.
I was just see some things I do, Chrissy, to test that people are actually taking any notice.
Oh, that's all right.
So you just won first prize. Hooray! So anybody done the lottery lately?
Yes.
What a bloody shambles that's turning in. I'm just finding it so annoying. Even me mum won 30 quid the other week.
There's no same photographs online.
But me, I just don't seem to get a sniffing at it.
And that photo is to actually put a photo on.
So anyway.
Oh, there it is.
I paid all that money for flesh paint and I haven't used it. Yeah, Chris.
Thank you very much. That was annoying me.
I don't think he was too chuffed about it. Standing on one leg, on no legs.
So where's the fox?
Actually, his foot goes across, doesn't it? That's the trouble. I've got a cacophony of legs, and I don't know who's. It's really difficult. Okay. That's unusual, isn't it? We've got a cacophony of legs. So when you're doing the sketch, try and put some. Make a note of where the legs are.
Could have been worse. He could have picked that one.
I'm not going to go too excited about that because that's a bit off colour. That it's not the colour I wanted. So a bit too much red in it. So let's add a bit of blue down the front, a bit of grey, maybe. Whatever. He's good. See his varicose veins. You notice these things as an artist, don't we, Chris? People's traits and what have you. Yeah. Well, at some point we'll make him put him in the shadow. Everyone's got. There's a lot of blue involved. You notice that?
Yeah.
Is it the corporate colour?
Yeah, it's a blues band.
Ah, way. Well done, Gord. I'll feed you the lines and you come out of the what's it? Well said. That was very good, Gord. I'm well impressed. That's up there with the AstraZeneca. Sorry, AstraZeneca even. Yeah, it's been one of those days today. I think I'll make his hat yellow on top.
Not really that much blue in there. Only Stu.
Yeah.
Ginger,
The key thing, I think, is to try and mix up some shadowy grey colour, which is burnt sienna and blue.
One t-shirt and a pair of jeans.
If I can get a nice grey, I'll be really happy. But
Dave, I'm going to have to disappear.
I've got Sainsbury's coming today as well.
Right. Well, they've been very prompt today, obviously. I will try and include the correct Gordon in my next picture.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm sorry I misidentified you, Gordon.
Well,
Everybody take care and hope to see you next week.
Yeah, see
Okay,
you next
Joyce.
week. Yeah.
Take care.
Bye, Joyce.
Bye. Bye, Joyce.
Bye.
Bye.
Thing is, yeah, I can see where we're going, and now you can.
2016 then.
Yes, you've been doing it for a while.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21's not there. That one was cancelled. So it's three Kingston ones. So it's Thursday. 2016, the photograph was taken, Dave.
Was it really? 5 years ago? Wow.
Yeah.
Time fly.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when you look at it like that. When was the last country west?
3 or 4 years. 4 years, I suppose. 5 this year, maybe.
Hank Marvin glasses on there.
Yeah, looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What do we do with the music stands? Just paint an edge around them?
There's an option on that. The option is you could just use a black pen.
Yeah.
That'd
be
if you feel confident with the rigor, drop them in.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of conscious of leaving them towards the end, because or the reason for that is they could aid or come to your rescue if something doesn't feel right.
Right, okay.
Sorry, I've got to go as well. I'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
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 What time is it then?
Oh, it's 12:15.
Oh, right. I can understand it.
There it is.
But it was always going to be a marathon painting.
Yeah.
But I think I've done enough to inspire everyone to crack on, which I well, the thing is, I mean, what was I saying the other day, wasn't it? You got to fail to succeed. You know, you got to be brave enough to fail. So if you sit in your comfort zone and do nothing will happen.
Interesting how it comes out freehand, because I haven't, like Carol, I haven't got a printer that's working.
No, I've just had to put a grid on my screen so I can do it that way.
That's why I sent the images with the grid on, so you could that you could look at it on screen. I think of a lot of things, you know.
I think that's a very good idea, Dave, because if you zoom in on just the square and concentrate on the square one at a time,
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
you can really see what's there.
That was
One-
that was my
Mm.
my thoughts behind it all.
I've tried tracing off the screen, but with a touch screen, it's incredibly hard.
It
Yeah.
moves, doesn't it? It moves.
It's going all over the place.
Yeah.
Well,
That
yeah.
reminds me, you saying about taking one square at a time. I might have said before, many years ago, and in a different art group, the teacher had a picture and just cut it up into about 10 pieces
I know that
and
was
gave us
Penny
all a
will.
piece each. And then we had to reassemble it, see if we all got the colours right. It was really, really interesting.
That was Penny.
It was.
Yeah, that's her method to teach people how to paint abstracts.
Yeah,
That's how you do it.
I left Penny in the end because I didn't like her style so much, but
Yeah,
that was interesting though.
Yeah, I've used that. We've actually done it in the group in a different, because I one time I got everyone to partly paint a picture and then cut the flipping thing up, reassemble it, and then paint it as it was reassembled.
Oh.
That was a few years back, but even now, I think if people say, "Oh, I want to paint abstracts," and I think, well, if you can't see one, because it is an acquired skill in a way, if you can't actually see one, do a painting, a rough sketch, or not a full-blown nice picture that you want to ruin, but do it and then take it and then cut it up and then reassemble it like a jigsaw puzzle at random angles and put it all together and then paint that.
I think when we did it with Penny, she just took a print off of a famous painting. I can't remember what it was now. I think it was one of the Toulouse-Lautrec type. And then we cut it all into squares, and we all had a plain postcard sized piece of paper. So we all had exactly the same. She gave us all a postcard each, if you like, or a postcard piece of watercolour. And it was just because the colours overlapped. It was just interesting to see how much concentration went into getting the correct colours. When you put it together, you could see who'd matched it the best. Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun because you didn't see anybody else's. All you had was yours.
Yeah.
Until the following week, we went in and put all the postcards on the table. And it was quite.
We did it at our art class about 20 years ago, and it took the teacher the whole lesson to figure out what scale to draw it at. And he converted it. Some were working in imperial and some were working in metric.
Oh, that was fun.
It was more fun trying to cut them up to get them to fit together afterwards.
I think in this thing, one of the things to do is to the old. I don't know what happened to that bloke's hat, but that's funny. I like that. I'm going to leave that in. One of the things that you should try and do is the old, especially on the hats, it works. If I do it on a spare bit, if you take, it's the age-old thing of making it damp, or even just putting a little bit of colour in and then dropping a dark colour on one side, and then just use a tissue to tease off one side, and you'll get a really nice effect for the hat and that. I'll do it again. So if you you can do it that way as well. Just put a little block of colour on one side of the hat, then clean the brush off water and just let it tees across, and you'll get that lovely sort
You
of
get a real rounded
a nice hat shape.
shape. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, so that's a fedora, isn't it, or something? Been watching Cowboys last night. If you do that, you'll get a really nice effect, and it'll take quite a lot of bit of pressure off you. It'll blend quite well. I've got to do a bit of work on Gordon's hat at the moment.
Trust Gordon to have a different colour.
Well, the thing is, I'm at that stage where I'm not going to go mad now, but I think over the next day or so, I'll add to this and I'll work on it, but I'll video it as well, so we can all have a good laugh at. Well, it's nice to see how it develops. Even for me, I look at it back and I think, cool, blimey. And at some point, and like I was saying right at the start this morning, is we got secret weapon, and that's those pastels. Because I can take, where are they? Here they are.
The background would probably be easier to do in pastels, wouldn't it?
Well,
No?
like I said to you before, you're fortunate. You've got more than one skill, and you're just good at pastels. But these Faber-Castell, they're called
I've got some of those. Yeah.
the pit ones. Well, besides being really nice colours, they're quite directional, I suppose. You can direct where you want it to go, and you only need to just touch it with them. And you can
those,
add
the acrylic pens that I bought. They're good.
They'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could use them on the last one, the beach one.
Yeah.
On the clothing, they were wonderful.
And the thing is, I mean, watch. I'll show you. I'll put some colour down on. So this is pastel, yeah? Get some water on your brush. And you can paint with it.
Yeah.
And you're painting with pure colour. I think it's amazing. It's an extra element. That's on rough paper there as well. So, but if you put it down and smooth it around, you'd be surprised what you can get up to. And you've still got the other, which I did on the sand on that other picture. If you do it sort of lightly, then use your finger, you can spread it, and you'll get a nice.
How did everybody get on with their beach ones? Have
They
you
were
put them on the gallery? Have you put any on the gallery yet, Dave? I
think they're all on actually.
Oh, are they? Oh, I must have a look.
On everyone's individual gallery, yeah. I've put them all up.
All right. Yeah, that was good fun, that one.
This isn't. I was determined to do this painting justice, and I'm still going to do some work on it now.
No, it's looking very good.
I think it's got potential, and the music stands. I'm conscious of keeping them slightly separate, even though these black bloke's trousers go through that one. But I kind of, I don't know, I want to keep some of the white in it as well. So I've got to have a think about how we're going to achieve that. Well, I don't think I will. I'll probably just, I think thinking about it, it's probably easier just to say cobblers to it and paint it in. Not that bit because it's got white on it, and that's a piece of paper folding over, and then just add some white blobs on later. But I think it's an area of the painting that can be used as a highlight, a highlight to the picture. There you go. Actually, it does look better like that, doesn't it? But that's art, isn't it? That's what we're doing. we're doing a bit, standing back and thinking, do you know what, that needs a bit more colour there. I'm just going to add a little bit extra. She's further back, and same with that guy's trousers. Just put a few bits on. I think using a small brush could be construed as a mistake. I've still got this guy's guitar in here, which is quite nice because I did it on the one over here and used a really brown sort of colour, which some guitars are, aren't they? Made of rosewood sort of thing. Oh, I assume they are. Well, even if he hasn't got a red guitar, he has now. Yeah, I think they're not guitars, I know. They're
Ukuleles.
Yeah, we can add more information later.
So their faces.
I'm go. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Go on. You carry on.
Yeah, no, I was going to say I'm going to go because I need the loo.
Yeah, I am.
I've got to go.
I'll try and pop in on Friday. I'm not sure what I'm doing Friday yet, but if I am, I am.
Coffee in it.
Yeah. Okay then. Bye everybody.
Right, bye.
Bye, Chris.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it on the screen from back there. I can't see it. It doesn't look too bad.
It looks good.
Do you put the eyes and what do you put in their faces? Because they don't.
Yeah, just a little bit of.
Just a little daub.
A little bit of dirt.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of the sort of dirty water that you've got from the from the shadow areas. Just dab a drop of that in.
I've got to go, Dave. I've got somebody at the door.
All right. See you soon.
I'm going as well, Dave. Thank you very
I've got to
much.
go. My daughter will be here in a minute. Okay.
Bye, Carol. Bye, Dave.
Bye then. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.